Got a big week ahead. It was a good weekend. Was really happy with our group getting through a tough game, tough conditions. Had to really kind of mentally focus and really play a game where grit was probably going to win out. And so it was a good finish by Kennedy in overtime. Thought we were the better team on the day. I thought Indiana State was very, very much improved and had every opportunity and every chance to win the game as well. So it's good. Hopefully something we can build off of. Going to Drake is always, that seems to be the game every year. There's two teams that get after each other. So we're hopeful that we can bring the kind of intensity and level that we had on the weekend. And then it continues with us going down to Missouri State on the weekend. So, questions?
What specifically were those conditions like that you had to deal with on Saturday?
Well, wind for a change. It was really windy. We had a couple windy games last year. So we've kind of been prepared to play in that. It's the one factor that, quite frankly, ruins the game. So both teams have to play in it. So, the ball's all over the place. It's better to play on grass in the wind because on turf the ball just rolls out of bounds. It's probably out of bounds a third of the game. But, the field conditions weren't great. It's been so wet and field soft and was like a skating rink at times. But, both teams have to play in it. So you have to really, you have to go in it with the right attitude that, it's going to be the same for them. And you just try and concentrate on keeping the ball. So.
I'll ask it. Why is it called a golden goal? What makes it a golden goal?
Just that it's instead of sudden death, they just call it golden goal. So you score, the game's over. Sounds better than sudden death, I guess. But yeah, we'll take it.
Coach,
Whatever you want to call it, we'll take it. As long as we're on the winning side.
You had Johnny and Kennedy connecting on that
Yeah.
go-ahead goal. A couple kids from your own backyard,
Yeah.
local athletes. What does that mean for your program when you can find some kids from nearby high schools that can come in and contribute like that?
Oh, it's huge. Both. Johnny's had kind of an interesting trajectory over her 3 years. She was really the only freshman that contributed at all 2 years ago, and then we just had some injuries. And she was a little bit better last year, but this year she's just really found confidence and she really dedicated herself in the off season, and so she really made that goal happen. I mean, she was just a pest out on the field, was just all over the place and causing problems. And Kennedy's just one of those. I think freshmen fall into a couple categories. She falls into the category of the kid that just is not afraid of anything, and you just give her a job. And she had a pretty important job, starting. They had a very good outside back that I felt like got forward, and we wanted somebody that could close her down. And she's a tough kid. It just was in the right place at the right time in overtime. So, it's great to see those guys connect because, they belong at this level. And, sometimes kids like that get overlooked. And I had a chance to coach them both or Kennedy in particular in club, and they just keep getting better. So I think just being in this environment every day and training has made them better players. So for sure.
What do you know about Drake?
I thought coming in they were going to be the best team. I think they got picked second. I think just the pieces they have, I thought were a little bit better than everybody else, and it's they like us have had a couple injuries. I think sometimes you get injuries to players who figure in quite heavily in what you're doing, and so when you lose them, you got to change more than just adding that player in. But they're, it's a scary game because it can be if you got a team that's reeling a little bit, winning that game might propel them the rest of the year. On the flip side, if you can win that game and you can really get on them early, it also can push you into into the last 3 games feeling pretty good about yourself. So I think it's a critical game for both teams. Is it a must win? I don't know if it's a must win. I think we feel like we must win every game, but I think it's a huge game, and I think, the pressure oftentimes is always on the home team. So, and it should be, well, you talk about field conditions. It'll be interesting. They've had to move a couple games to Valley High School, and I know their field gets a lot of use having a men's team, and they've had as much rain, so I know their conditions haven't been ideal. So I think it's going to be a game where, similar to Saturday, you're going to have to just find a way. So that's what we're going to try and do.
Both of your matches or games are road games this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel your team has played on the road this year?
By and large, pretty good. It's always kind of an interesting week, just based on your team. It's midterm week, so you don't know what you're going to get. So everything we do all week is pretty structured and short, and just keep them on a schedule so they can devote their time to their studies and everything. And then when they're with us, we just need an hour to really concentrate. But I think our group's been pretty good on the road. I mean, we had a really good win at South Dakota. I thought we played really well at times when we lost at Western Illinois. That very easily could have been a 4-2 win for us instead of a 3-2 loss. So sometimes it's good to get away, and I think weather looks good down in Missouri State, so that'll help. Sometimes when you get late in the year, it comes down to how the conditions are going to be on the game. It'll probably be 2 different conditions in 2 different games. All right. Thank you.